What's up, guys? Welcome back. This is Artifact, and we're going to do a very basic how to play guide, since a lot of people have actually been asking about this. Some tutorials, some tips, some basics, information on how to play Artifact. So when you jump into Artifact, you're going to go into a tutorial. The tutorial is going to play. It's pretty good, pretty straightforward tutorial. Teaches you the ropes, but this is what you see after you get out of the tutorial. If you ever want to go back and repeat the tutorial, click up here on this circle-like icon. You can go over here and click on System. And then you go down here to Reset Training. Reset Training will allow you to play the tutorial over again. I don't recommend this, but if you really want to just practice against the bots and relearn some stuff there with no pressure whatsoever, hit this button, reset the training, and you can restart the training. What you really want to do though is you can play against bots and things like that. You want to get 3 wins in the week, so you get your weekly bonus. So you have this over here. You're going to start off at level 1. You're not going to have any icon. As you level up, you're going to progress and gain card packs and event tickets. So you're going to want to jump into click this button that says Play Artifact. And as a brand new player, you're probably going to want to start out at either here, the solo play against a bot. So this is going to be you playing against a bot. You're going to go ahead and choose your deck. You're only going to have the Call to Arms decks, which are pre-constructed decks that the game has made, and then the starter decks that you have. So you're going to have these Call to Arms decks, which are kind of cool, but I would highly recommend you playing one of the starter decks since you've already played it once. You also get to choose your opponent's deck as well. So this is the very standard bot play. Next up, you have standard play. Standard play is pretty cool. When you are ready to jump into a match with other players, other human players, you go over to standard play. Click on global matchmaking and go ahead and start this. You can also start a constructed gauntlet. This is going to be you play until you lose 2 times. Your goal is to win 5 times. And then when you do that, it counts as a perfect run. You don't get any prizes for anything this. The prize is enjoyment and, leveling up, weekly bonuses, and so forth. You can also jump over to a Phantom Draft. So this is a great way to learn how to draft in Artifact. I don't really recommend learning this way, the very basics. So you probably want to start with either the solo play bot match or jump over here into global matchmaking. Probably the global matchmaking constructed, you might see some better decks that are kind of like more meta. So let's go jump in here. In global matchmaking, you have to use a deck that you own. You see, you don't have the Call to Arms decks anymore. So go ahead and click a deck that you own. We'll just do this. This is my commons and I believe commons only pauper deck. So something like that. You click on Find Match. And you'll find an opponent pretty quickly. You get to see what heroes they're playing. This is not that important. This is just a display showing you things, because you can always see what heroes that they're playing by looking at the board, and then looking up in the top left, there's a fountain which the heroes go to recover. So you can also see over here right now, so on the next turn we're going to have Sorlikon coming in for the opponent, and we're going to have our Enchantress coming in for us. And then on the following turn after that, there is a Tinker, and then we have a Lycan. So you'll know that it's your turn when you have this gold button on your side. So right now the gold button's over here. We can't do anything right now besides think about what our opponent's doing, think about our plays that we're going to have. And so now that we have the gold button, our timer will start. This is the turn timer. The basics is 5 minutes for the start of the game, and it goes up every full turn 2 minutes. Each action that you take, you'll have about 30 seconds or so to make. Generally, you're not going to take that much time, so you can see we're just thinking right now, quote unquote. So we got a couple different plays. So all these cards that are highlighted are cards that we can actually play right now.
15 seconds remaining.
See, we have 15 seconds. They're yelling at us. So the turn timer is actually about a minute. You have a minute, it looks like, to do your full turn. And this will go down. So let's go ahead and play
You don't know who you're dealing with.
a card. That's going to reset your turn timer. So now you have that full, looks like 30 seconds to 45 seconds to play something. So we can sit here and wait and think again. We can also actually play another card. We can play Assassin's Apprentice because it costs 2 mana. So the mana cost up here in the top left is how much it costs. The card that we just played costs 1 mana. And you notice we were able to play it in the middle lane because it had arrows on top of the card by the 2. So it had an arrow pointing left or right, which means you can play in any of the lanes. So like this right here. So this has a arrow pointing left or right. It can be played in any lane. It costs 5 mana, and it costs a green hero in the lane, so we cannot play that card. We're not going to play anything else right now, so we're going to go click the button. And when both players have clicked the button in succession, that goes into combat mode, and then the units all fight each other. The X's will represent who's dying, what's going on here. It's a quick summary of the battle. So he played that creep right there. He has a button right here, so if you hover over the button, you can see what the creep will actually be able to do. So spend all your gold, modify. Modify means permanent effect. Give him plus X health, where X is half the gold spent. So he has 0 gold, so if he does that, it's going to give him a 0 power and 0 life. We can use our black cards here if we want. I don't think we want to do any of those, so we're going to go ahead and pass. You don't always want to play cards. Sometimes you want to save them for the future. And so the reason, if we play this card right here, it's just going to die to this guy because it has to go in this slot. This is a creep card. It needs to go in an open creep slot. And since he has a creep, we have to block that creep. And then on this turn, we have a green hero. We cannot play anything because we don't have any green cards that are 3 or less. So we have to click the button there because that's the only move that we can do.
I will bring us
If you hover over his cards, you can see when they were drawn. And he just played an improvement. Double clicking will do what we just did right here to bring the camera out so you can see all the lanes. And again, hovering over anything will tell you what it does. This is the secret shop, and this button up here costs 1 gold, and it will hold this item until next round. So if you think, oh, I'm going to have 12 gold next turn, I really want this item, you click on this, it will cost you 1 gold, and that will stay right there. This is a random item out of all the items in the game. Can be anything, and it will just be something completely different next time. This is a deck that you construct yourself, and this is a random consumable. There's 4 consumables in the game, so you have 1 in 4 chance of getting a consumable that you want. For example, say the teleport scroll. Now we go to placement here. Placement is very, very important. Probably the biggest thing of the game. You can put them in any lane, 1, 2, 3. But you have to think about strategically where they're going to match up. So if you put them in the first lane, it's either going to go in this spot right here, or it's going to go in this spot right here. If you put it in the second lane, it's going to go in this spot right here, or this spot right here. If you put it in this lane, it's going to go right in front of the bounty because it needs to fill up. But you have other creeps. So these creeps could also be right there, which is going to make a different row. So let's go throw it over here for demonstration purposes. Since we put 3 people, you're going to have 3 different slots. So now we have 33% chance for the hero to drop right in that slot right there. And the 33% chance happened, and the hero dropped right in that slot. And so you'll be wondering what these arrows are. So arrows are a little complicated, and so there's a chance that your hero will swing to the right or swing to the left if there's no one in front of him. This hero decided to swing over here and hit our creep. Our hero decided to swing over here and hit his creep. That is a 25% chance that happens if there's nothing in front of them. If you put a creep in front, so if we put a creep right here, we'll actually redirect the arrow to in front of the hero, and they'll fight straight forward. We don't really want to do that. It's not like too good at this point, so we'll just go ahead and probably pass the turn.
5 seconds remaining.
And so we could have played track, but we actually are going to use this card more efficiently in this lane right here. So we saw just that faint glance that we did that these 2 heroes are fighting each other, and they both have the big red X's in front of them, which mean they're going to kill each other. That's cool because track says when a hero dies, we're going to get 10 extra gold from it. So we're going to track that hero, and unless he does something else to buff the hero up or give it more life or move the hero or something like that, the hero is going to die, and we're going to get our gold from the hero. So we don't have anything else to play at this point. He played another improvement, Assault Ladder, so they're just smashing the tower for a lot of damage. And here we go. So here's our lane with our new hero here. And now we can play green cards. So let's go ahead and drop down a green hero. So since we have a wider board than our opponent, we can actually play them on either side. This is a very important factor. So if we put him over here, we're actually going to get the benefit from Trenet. Trenet is giving all his neighbors, which is the person to the right, person to the left, +2 armor. So we're going to put him over here rather than over here. If we put him over here, he doesn't get Trenet's bonus of +2 armor. And so Trenet is actually fighting the hero as well, and that's making it enough damage. So 4 + 4 = 8. Shows you right there 8, and it's enough to kill that hero. We can actually juke, swap an ally with one of its allied neighbors. So neighbors is someone right next to each other. So we could juke these two, and then that would still give us enough damage to kill off the hero, while also killing off the creep at the same time. And so you'll see things have changed. So now instead of doing 8 damage, we're doing 6, and we're just taking -2 here because of the armor. And then we're also killing creep. So we're smashing the entire field here. So now we have a complete field of, completely nothing opposing us in that third lane. So now we have a whole bunch of gold. We got 24 gold. We can go and pick up gold costs for the items is down here in the bottom. 15 gold, 6 gold, 3 gold. You only get 1 item. So like last turn, this was a 12 gold item. And if we want to hold this, we can click hold. We're going to go ahead and buy this, the plate. Let's go ahead and buy a gun.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's go buy another plate.
2,
and then
1.
Let's go and buy the TB scroll. So you have to think pretty quickly because as you can see the timer counts down and you don't have an unlimited amount of time. It will show you here how much damage they're going to do, and we have no creeps coming in, so this tower is really in bad shape. It's going to get a hit for 28 points of damage, and that's going to be the first kill for him on that side. We're hitting only for 14 on our big tower, like our big lane that we've won a lot. And the reason he's hitting for so much is because he has 3 assault ladders in his lane, so every unit is actually dealing +2 damage to the tower. So we probably want to go ahead and stop this just slightly. So we're going to put our hero right there, because if we don't stop this, he's going to end up killing our tower, the Ancient, which happens to appear after you kill it once for 40. It now has 80 life, and he's going to kill that in 2 turns, because he's going to hit us for like 40 points of damage every single turn, and then that's going to be the end of the game. Ideally, the game ends when you kill 2 of the towers, but you can overkill and hit the tower for 80, which is pretty much what he's threatening to do to us over there, because I mean, he's got these 3 assault ladders. There are cards and abilities that can use to blow up improvements, but improvements are quite strong. So you can see some cool animation there. He used a dual card, and now that we have no hero, we can't actually play any cards. We can use like consumables and stuff, but we don't have any consumables besides the teleport scroll. The teleport scroll requires a hero to return to the fountain, so we can't play anything at all. None of our cards are highlighted. So there's our one little improvement. It's throwing 2 points of damage to his tower every single turn, which may not seem like much, but it definitely is, chipping away at his tower. So we have 2 green cards that we could potentially play here. We probably need a body to block something, because armor +1 on our heroes is not really going to do much. So let's go ahead and actually equip our hero with some armor himself to make him a little bit stronger.
Oh, my machines will tear you apart.
And let's go equip a weapon to him to make him a little bit stronger.
Interesting.
So that was also threatening to kill his Tinker right here. So he put on a equipment to give his Tinker more life so he wouldn't die. The guy is flashing right here. It has an active ability. It says deal 2 damage to units. So we can go and shoot something for 2 damage. We can also put down our wolf. And so it's not going to help us completely block the tower from dying right now.
15 seconds remaining.
But it will prevent us from dying harder in the next turn. So he's still going to be able to kill us. If we put it in front of this creep right here, he could have went ahead and used the creep's ability to make the creep a lot stronger and killing our wolf. You see right now our wolf is only taking 2 damage, so he's going to live. And the wolf has a really cool effect that says after the attack phase, you're going to gain +1 attack and +2 health. So he's essentially going to be regenerated back to 3 HP. And custom message, he's saying, I'm going to laser his ass.
1 minute until 4.
So let's go ahead and shoot up. And then pass turn. So we have the 57-second clock. Our timer is running down here. We are running out of time. We have to actually play a little bit faster. So here, the only card we can play is this one, and we're going to go ahead and put the armor on our guys. So now that there's another creep in the lane, that's actually a little bit more effective. He's all sad now because he can't kill me with a laser. We're going to go ahead and teleport out one of our heroes because we don't need all these heroes here. Let's teleport out. So this one gives neighbors armor and this one gives hero. Let's go get the armor. And then smack that. So once again, the game repeats shopping phase, and then you draw your cards in the beginning after the shopping phase. So let's grab this. We have 3 armor. Yeah, if we grab this, it's going to give him +2 health
15 seconds remaining.
to live. Right, let's grab that. So a lot of forward thinking in this game. You have to think about what your next move is going to be, what your opponent's going to do. You have to, outthink your opponent, essentially. So over here, he could potentially try and kill the middle. He's already hitting us for 20, which is, yeah, going to hurt. But that's going to take 4 turns. Over here, he's only got to hit us for 26. So this lane we probably want to defend. And he also put an improvement here that's going to hit our tower for 2 points of damage every single turn.
Remaining.
So let's go over here and defend our first lane. Because, yeah, wisely, if we went in the middle and he put all his guys over here, he would end up probably killing us this turn. So every turn you get 2 cards. And it doesn't look good for us. Even with our heroes over here defending, it still looks like we're going to have a very problematic time, winning this game. But we can put up a good fight. Excuse me. And we do have to play pretty fast, so our game talk is down to 143. So even if we put the cloak on here, we might die if he puts a weapon, because the weapons normally give +2 attack. So the cloak's only going to give +4. We probably don't want to do that. He used the card Coup de Grace, which is just kill a hero. Very, very powerful card. He had to discard a card from random from his hand. So we don't have access to any green cards anymore. Now, what do we want to do? I think we want to do our Coup de Grace as well. And we're going to kill his hero that is hitting the tower.
No one escapes me.
So that took all 6 of our mana. We don't have anything else to do. Oh, he put some boots on, so now we can swap equip hero with another ally. So he's probably going to swap him out and have him hit the tower. And that hero does a lot of damage to the tower. The passive here gives +4 to attacking tower, so we're getting hit for 16. We're in bad shape right now. We can actually go ahead and put this on, which would give us more armor.
1 minute until surrender.
Lasers back online.
Oh, and another improvement, and we're definitely in a lot of pain here. So we're going to go put our armor on, our Stonehold Cloak on our Lycan, which is getting him more life, and hopefully he stays alive this turn. So So we can play this card or we can save it, but we're pretty much dead next turn, so we need to play this card. So let's go ahead and throw it over into the first lane. And then that's all that we can do. And we have no green cards, so we can't play anything in here. No, we can get even more armor. +2 armor, and equipped heroes' allies have +1 armor. So you have to be careful too. While you're shopping, the game clock will also go down. So this is why it's good to practice against bots and other things like that, because you do have to be fairly quick on your decisions. So let's go ahead and grab that.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
then let's go ahead and grab that. And most likely we're going to be dead this turn. Oh, we got really lucky and all our creeps went over in the first lane. Unfortunately, all his creeps went into the first lane as well, so that was unlucky. Oh, wow. He went over here, so I think if he would have went into the first lane, he probably would have won the game on this turn. He probably still is going to win the game on this turn, but it would have been more of like a guaranteed win the game on this turn. So you see his improvements hit us for 2, and now we're down to 4 tower health, so we're really, really in trouble. We need to block some of these or kill some of these, and he's going to win the game with this guy anyway. Just deal 4 damage to the enemy tower, and we just got crushed. So that's very well going to be the very, first probably 5 or 6 games that you play in Artifact, is you're going to just get crushed, because the starter decks are a lot weaker than, constructed deck. They're okay decks, but they're not going to be, if someone has put the time and effort into building a deck, it's generally going to be better than what the constructed starter decks that you have. So that's why I kind of demonstrated a pauper deck. This is like a commons only deck. So hence why I say, start off in the bot match, learn the basics of the game. I believe the bot matches will still get you global matchmaking or events. No, so the bots will not get you EXP. So once you're comfortable, once you've understand the game, the basics a little bit, there's another thing you can do. It's called featured. Go to Call to Arms, and these are the pre-constructed decks. And so everyone has to play with a pre-constructed deck. And this is going to be way more balanced and fair, and you're going to have a better shot at winning here. So pick whatever's your favorite, whatever color kind of suits you, or whatever heroes you look like. They have a little deck tech right here. So a lot of people say the green one is very, very strong. Accelerate your mana to gain gigantic Thunder Hides. Protect your forces from destruction with Cheating Death. Build up your troops with Mist of Avernus. Subtlety is for the weak, and you are not weak. And over here it has a global leaderboard, and you can see someone has won 28 games before they lost 1 match with this deck. And there you go, that is the basics of Artifact. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below. I will talk to you guys later. Check back for more guides, tips, tutorials.